reaching for the stars, always on the right road. 사실 어떤 길이라도 그게 상관없지. Finna make it work. 늦더라도 고른 삶은 마치 rolling, 당층까지 rolling. I put on down, give 'em all, give 'em 100. I got a lot on my mind. 아직은 나 힘이 들어도 I'm grinding. Yeah, 나는 나의 신치 않아. 목소리 내야 해, 목소리 내야 돼. Got a different view, 여유롭게 달려.
Welcome back. This is Sheryl Blessing and we are at the National Museum. This is exciting because now I'm heading to the snake park. You just saw me previously go through some exhibits. You have some restaurants and curio shops within the grounds, and I paid 300 for all the exhibits. The first snake I saw was the python. This was it. I went to actually carry it. The guy was telling me to hold it by its neck because otherwise it can lash out and bite you. I was afraid at first, I'm not going to lie. It was very, very scary. But then somehow I calmed myself down and I did it. I did it. So when they were putting it around my neck, I just wanted to run because it moved to, I think, settle in better. But then it was super, super creepy for me. Yeah, that was such an experience. Next up, I saw the brown house snake. This was just asleep or chilling, I'm not so sure. Then I saw the milk snake. I also carried this one. It had so many beautiful colors on it and it was more chilled, I have to say. It looked like one of those decorative snakes that people keep around because it doesn't even bite, it doesn't have poison. So yeah, this was a good one to actually hold. I liked it. The Gabon viper has got to be the largest snake I saw at the park. Look at the size of its head. It's so huge and it's just there chilling. Most of them were asleep at this point. I also didn't catch the name of this one, but look at it. It's just looking like it's plotting or something. Then I saw two puff adders. They were coiled up in their cage and just sleeping. I don't know if it was post-lunch or something, or they were mildly drugged, but most of them were just super chilled at this point. This one, I also didn't catch its name, but the whole time it had its head lifted like that. It was a bit weird. The Egyptian cobra was hidden underneath that tree trunk. This one made me realize that snakes blend really, really well with their environment. As you saw, all of the ones I've previously shown, they're just blending with their environment. This one was also coiled up and asleep, not doing so much. And this one is the one that struck me the most, the black spitting cobra. It looked like it was trying to get away or something, like it's trying to find a way out of its cage. It looked a bit sad. And it's also shedding. I don't know if you can tell, but that could be the reason why it was a bit restless. But it just looks so sad and depressed being in there. Next, I saw the red spitting cobra. This one was also coiled up and asleep, not doing the most. The last ones I saw were the green mambas. There were a few of them. I don't know if there are 2 or 3 coiled up there. You can see one just slithering away. They were just chill on the tree trunk, not doing so much. And next up, I saw some tortoise and some monitor lizards. They were also within the snake park. They kept most reptiles in there. So this were just a few of them hanging around, chilling by the pond. I low-key find that zooed animals look a bit sad because they're probably caged and don't get to move around much. But most of them are just super, super chilled, not doing so much actually. This These were the Nile monitor lizards, and look at the size of that tail. They were so huge, they can probably hit you and murder you or something. I went to the avian section next, and I saw a huge variety of birds. There were so many in here. I saw some ducks. I saw so many small birds. There were swallows. We had some nightingales. They were super cute. Some of them were just colorful. Some were dull. The most were just black and gray. Some were just bright and had purple, white, yellow. I was impressed by the variety of birds in the East African region based on the ones they kept here. We had some huge ones. There were flamingos. There were some eagles. There were crows in there. Look at the size of these ones. Honestly, who would have thought? This was some vultures. They were huge, and this ones looked like griffins. I was super impressed by this. It made me think of those mythical creatures in movies. I saw a lot of eagles. I saw some owls. I did not know you could find some small tiny owls and the huge ones. I had no idea there was this many variety of birds actually, if I'm being honest. And I was impressed. This one bird, it reminds me of Zazu in Lion King. So that was very funny for me. I just had to record that. So I also saw the cycle of life. It showed the movement of cultures and traditional practices to the modern world. You can see some home equipments. You have some accessories. They have a lot of things. Honestly, people were creative back then. I did not know that you could make headrests out of little wooden stools and lay in that, because it was super impressive what the early man did. They had a wide range of games and toys for their amusement and pleasure. They had recreational activities to pass time, and cigars they used to burn the snuff and tobacco in. A wide range of musical instruments as well. They was so diverse in the museum. They had some skirts and aprons. I had no idea they used this to cover up. And they looked so cute, made from beads and animal skin. There was such a huge variety of that. I saw a lot and appreciated beautiful art. Like this piece really drew me. They had some bags, some artifacts, some accessories. They had it all, and some toys that I never would have thought could be made possible. I saw this bicycle that was very innovative to me. Honestly, who would have thought of that? So there was so much to see and so much to learn about. We have books that were written back then. The art on the books was so beautiful. Just a side note, I loved it. The botanical plants with the Nairobi were all lined up and described in the museum. It was so wonderful. There was so much to see in here. I appreciated the art, and honestly, this breastplate, I want it. I want to own it. There was beautiful art by local artists, and it was all divine and homegrown. I really appreciated that. This soapstone piece is of coronavirus and a wise ostrich. It was made from a pink soapstone, which is gotten in Kisii. That was very impressive to me. I danced through lights. This was so very cute to me. I want to own something like this in my house one day. I saw some old cameras and telephones. There were old instruments they used for music. I wanted to own a gramophone like that one time. There was so much to see, honestly. I loved it. By the way, that song of Where the Money Resides, is just playing in my head. Side note, look at how cute my outfit of the day is. I look like a schoolgirl. Learning a whole lot from this. Finally, I went to the CBK Numerical Exhibit where I saw currency transform from what was used in the pre-colonial times through the colonial period and finally in the modern day era. So there was a lot to learn. All the governors who have ever presided over CBK were listed there. There was some bit of history of how it was founded and how it came about. I saw the currency from the Indian rupees, what was used before the colonialists came, to the British rupees, what they used through the slave trade and all that. And there was a lot. There was a transformation from those coins to the notes they used during the colonial period. There were a lot of notes by the British rulers who were the overall kings of the Eastern Protectorate. So I saw a 10,000 shilling note, which was very surreal to me. You would probably have to be super affluent to have owned it back then. It was very, very impressive. There was a lot to see and learn about. There was a 1 shilling note, which I found to be funny because back then it probably was very, very expensive, or the value was overboard. But now it's just unrealistic to have that. There was so much currency in this place. Honestly, there's a whole lot of money in this. I wish I could insert that song, but yeah, I learned so much from the leaders who were there. They had their own currency. With each new leader, there was a currency that marked their rule. This was the vault book, which was kept in the CBK. It recorded the deposits and transactions made. I saw the lifespan of a note, from cotton and how it was spent, how it looked. And honestly, the quality of paper is so good that it can last for years and years. When it's finally done, it's shredded and disintegrated into briquette. And when I die, I just want to be buried in this because why not? Honestly, I just die in money. This was a beautiful mosaic of the 50 shilling note. It was so pretty. And then I saw the currency that was imposed by the Kenyan rulers post-colonial period from Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. He had a few notes and some coins. It was so impressive to see how currency looked back then and how much it's transformed to this day. We had currency by Daniel Arap Moi, which was very, very colorful. I liked the colors of these ones. They looked really good, and there was a large variety of currency back then. Then we had the currency by Moi Kibaki, which has been circulating and in the market for a minute before it was phased out. And yeah, that was about it. It was very good. So that was it for today. I had lots of fun making this video for you, and I've learned a lot from going through all this history. First of all, who knew hippos and dolphins were related? So that was very fascinating. I've had so much fun, and I hope you've learned a thing or two from this as well. So stay tuned for future videos. If you liked this one, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment down below about what you learned from this, and share it with your friends. Let them know what we're doing over here. It's such a lit time, and honestly, I've had a blast. I'm such a geek because this was definitely it for me. This is the highlight of my whole entire week. So stay tuned for more future videos. And I'm Sheryl Blessing. That's it for today.